So I've played this game since like the very beginning, you know what I'm saying? And I've made nothing but the light build because I think it's the most fun. On top of that, I think it takes the most skill out of both builds. In the game, like I said in my previous videos when I made my very first rant about the medium build within the game and how the medium build is technically on the autopilot, not just with the gadgets, but the weapons and the specialization and the fact that you're semi-tanky and you're also a hybrid between both builds, where you can do what a light build does damn near, and you can do what a heavy build does damn near, right? So that build is kind of confusing, especially if you're playing this game competitively. Um, I'm showing this clip over and over again because, I'm not gonna cap, I was a little buzzed off of the alcohol or whatever the case may be, right? And I was playing this game and, I'm just chilling and shit, and I'm like, okay, if we can kill these two niggas that's over here, we more than likely could win, right? And I have other clips that are worse than this. And that's actually very questionable. And as you can clearly see, he got hit with 40 rounds. I mean, he took the full magazine. And the excuse that I'm probably gonna get is the fact that, like, oh, he's a fucking heavy build, and that's why he's able to sustain that amount of damage. I mean, like, this is just complete and utter robbery. Like, this is just bullshit. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, if I use this gun against a light build, it seems to do fine, right? Like, I had a clip that I posted up like when I first started playing this game where I was shredding people, mainly the light builds, with this gun, and I was like, yo, this game is lit, you know what I'm saying? But as time progressed on and I started experiencing stuff like this, it started to make me stray away from this game to a certain degree. I'm not saying that I dislike this game, because clearly, as you can clearly tell by the skin on the Uzi, or the suppressed Uzi, you can tell that I bought some stuff for this game, which is a clear indication I like this game. But I'm not going to stray away from me criticizing this game. And like I told you guys from the very beginning, I don't necessarily like criticizing games, not unless I've actually played them for a decent amount of time or for a very long duration. And I'm no stranger to first-person shooters, okay? People think that, like, I'm just a Mortal Kombat nigga complaining about this, or, like, even when I ranted on Mortal Kombat, people thought that I was a nigga that came from first-person shooter games, and I'm ranting about this and acting like I didn't know what I was talking about, when in reality I did. And then, sure enough, high-level players started saying the same exact shit I was saying. They were just putting it in a different perspective, or their own perspective. So I think that this is very interesting how I've been saying this shit since the rant that I made on the medium build, even with the plethora of friend requests that I get, because the last game that I was in, I ended up killing 36 niggas with the light build. And people can argue, well, mainly it's probably because you were just going against nothing but light builds, and then you occasionally went against a medium or a heavy build. But there's no excuse for this, man. Like, I'm telling you what I know. If there was nobody else around and shit like that, he would have easily, and I'm talking about easily, killed me, which would have made me uninstall this game immediately. There's times where I wanted to uninstall this game because of stupid shit like this, but then there's going to be people making excuses for this as if this doesn't exist in this game with the light build. It's just like, come on now. Like, I'm not saying the light build needs to be OP, but this is a problem. Like, there's no way this guy should have been living. There's a lot of gunfights where people shouldn't have lived, and they actually lived off of bullshit like this. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I'm not saying, like, the light build needs to be dumb as fuck. It needs to be outgunning, the other two builds and all this bullshit or whatever the case may be. And I understand how the light build is supposed to be operating. How do you think I got 36 kills? You don't believe me? I'll show you right here. Now, the reason why I'm showing that is because I'm no pushover in this game. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm really not. Like, I'm able to hold my own even if my two teammates aren't really up to par or up to task. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're not really as good as me, or they're not, playing this game in a competitive way like me or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But this is a problem. Like, this is a problem. Like, I've been saying this shit since the very beginning, but apparently I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But it is what it is, I guess. People are going to find some way of lying and making an excuse for this and justifying why this is the case because you're using this weapon, or it's because you're a light build and you're not supposed to be inflicting that much damage on the other two builds, or whatever the fuck people come up with nowadays to justify the dumb shit that I'm seeing in modern fighting games or shooting games. I'm just... This is just irritating to watch. And then the excuse is, oh, use a different class. Oh, There was a guy in my comment section down below talking about, oh, I've never seen someone like you complain about a game that is really balanced like this, and if you don't like this, then pick a different build. So that's your solution to shit. That's your solution to the bullshit that I'm seeing in this game. Pick a different build, or I'm just complaining and I'm not satisfied. Are you fucking serious? And then to say the game is completely balanced, you are full of shit, sir. And if you don't know that, now you know. And that's just what it is. You can call me an asshole, call me a dickhead, try to figure out why I'm talking about this. But if the light build is so good, why is it that in ranked, it's not a very popular pick? Every time I play ranked, there's a bunch of fucking medium builds and heavy builds flooding the game mode. Even in the regular game mode. Like, are you fucking serious, dude? And you know what's funny about this? I remember watching RDC live gaming or whatever. And I remember the stream was telling Mark to pick the medium build or the heavy build instead of the light build. And it was warning him not to pick the light build for a reason. That's kind of odd how people who are new at the game are being told by people who are viewing their stream or whatever that you shouldn't be using the light build in this game. Very interesting.